does metabolism also play a role in bone health and joint health as we age?
Yeah. So, Nikhil, metabolism, essentially, what do you mean by the word metabolism? So, just to simplify it, it essentially means that the food you consume is converted into energy in the body to repair a lot of tissues and maintain the various organs and tissues in the body at an optimal functioning level. So, metabolism is essentially the engine that's driving your body. Now, broadly, you have two types of metabolism, that's anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism means the body is essentially building something, whereas catabolism essentially means destruction, or your body is destroying something. So it's important to understand that bones are not really a rigid structure in your body, but it's a dynamic structure. So, what do I mean by the word dynamic? Is that bones are constantly undergoing a phenomenon called as remodeling. So, remodeling essentially means that at every point in time in your body is essentially building new bone, and at the same time, it's destroying some bone. So, while it's building new blocks of bone, it's also absorbing or resorbing bone and making it slightly weaker. So, if your metabolism is suboptimal, then you can have two problems. One is there will be an increase in the rate at which your body is absorbing or resorbing bone, or there will be another problem where your body is essentially slowing down the process of forming new bone. So metabolism is not just dependent on your calcium, your D3, it's also dependent on other nutrients like phosphorus, your protein intake, and also it's dependent on many hormones, which is why you often find people with diabetes and thyroid, fatty liver, insulin resistance, or kidney issues. They often have a higher risk of osteoporosis and arthritis. So, which is why as we age, what happens is our metabolism is slowing down. And as metabolism slows down, your body is not able to absorb all these nutrients in the optimal way. And along with that, the biggest detrimental factor as we age that affects our metabolism leads to something called as sarcopenia, which is essentially loss of your muscle mass in the body. So what happens is when you start losing muscle mass in your body, it actually places a higher stress on the bones and joints of the body because your muscles and bones are both working hand in hand. It's like imagine you're driving a car and the pressure in one of the tires is low. What's that going to do is essentially place more load and more stress on the other three tires. So that's how metabolism and muscle loss affects bone health.
One interesting statistic that has been around for a while is that as we get older, obviously the chances of a fall that where you break your hip goes up. And the statistic that I read is once you're above 60, if you have if you have a fall and you break your hip, there's a 20 to 30% chance you die within a year.
Correct.
Now, that's not because of the hip break itself. It is because of everything else that comes with it, right? And so, the importance of muscle mass, the importance of ensuring your bones are strong, they're both critical, not just because you want to avoid surgery, but because you want to remain strong and increase your longevity. And so, people don't appreciate the value or the importance of bone health and metabolism in bone health, until much later in life. But the reality is those steps have to be taken now.